So Shonen Jump has recently been celebrating its 50th anniversary. It's been 50 years. Wow. Been a long time, Shonen Jump. There's been 50 years of Shonen Jump, and they've doing a bunch of celebrations. I mean, we've gotten so many different things out of this. For starters, the Jump Force game is in honor of that. The game with all of the characters that are going to be involved, whatever they're doing that. Just there's just so much celebration. And in the recent magazine, the recent issue of Shonen Jump, they did this big spread of a ton of the legends of Shonen Jump. You know, legendary characters, Goku, Luffy, Naruto, you know, of course, some of the newer people that are popping, like, you know, Deku from My Hero Academia. They have this big spread, but a lot of Bleach fans quickly, which I posted this on the community tab, and I was curious to see what people thought just out of speculation. And yeah, a lot of Bleach fans were quick to jump in there, which that wasn't my necessarily initial intention, but I caught on too. Ichigo, which at the end of the day, you can say whatever you want about Bleach, you cannot deny the success and the impact that it had for a period of time in manga and anime. Ichigo is relegated to a very small, tiny little picture at like the top of the page. Like, if you don't really examine it well, you might miss him. Like that's how small Ichigo from Bleach is. And a lot of Bleach fans are kind of like in uproar, upset, just straight up just like, what the heck is going on here? Because at the end of the day, you can say whatever you want about Bleach, but it still is one of the most selling manga of all time, especially for Shonen Jump. It is up there. Granted, there's some series that have come up in recent years or whatever, but I want to say that Bleach is like at the 90 to 100 million volumes mark, which not every series can do that. You know what I'm saying? That's a huge feat. At the end of the day, Bleach was one of the big dogs. It was part of the big three here in the West, and overall Bleach has had its impact. You cannot deny it. You can say whatever you want about Bleach, but you can't deny that Bleach was a huge thing in Shonen Jump. Even towards its bitter end, it was still selling millions of copies every year. It was still hitting like the 2 million mark and stuff like that. So Bleach has had its success and definitely deserves its, you know, claim to fame, and deserves its praise to a certain degree for what it accomplished in the time that it was around. But a lot of Bleach fans are upset and saying like this is not right. We've seen time and time again that almost in every instance of anything that is a collective of like big Shonen Jump things, Bleach doesn't get that big push. We could take it back years ago to J-Star's Victory Versus when that came out. Initially, the big push was Goku, Luffy, and Toriko. That was even at a time where Naruto was kind of, they were trying to put Toriko as like this big deal because all three of those were done by Toei Animation, and they were even like pushing Naruto at the time. So those three were pushed, and once again, Bleach wasn't, you know, a big deal on that. And there's just been so many instances. You check out almost Jump Festa every year, they either exclude Bleach or they have the most tiniest picture of Ichigo somewhere, and then you have Naruto, Luffy, you know, Goku, all of them in the forefront. And honestly, I feel, even as a fan of Bleach, you know, I did love a lot of things about Bleach. I do feel to a certain degree like, why is it that they constantly do this to Bleach? I've had speculations. There's been rumors for years, some of the rumors being that Tite Kubo, creator of Bleach, had a bad relationship with Shonen Jump, and that kind of festered into what became of like, you know, Bleach never getting big promo, the Bleach anime never came back, which I don't want to say that that's a big part of it. I think a lot of that had to do with the sales decline. But on top of that, yeah, Bleach definitely towards the end of its run started to really die down and lost a lot of its momentum. We can't deny that either. But to really just kind of overlook the things that Bleach did, the popularity and notoriety it got, I think that's a bit much. Let's take a quick look at the whole spread of the picture, and we'll talk a little bit more. But damn. Okay, so looking at the image, of course, in the front, we have Luffy and Goku, which, by the way, I just wanted to quickly comment, what is going on with Goku's face? It looks like they just straight up copy and pasted Luffy's eyes, which doesn't work with Goku at all. Yeah, little strange there for that one. But then going behind, you see My Hero Academia is represented with Deku right there. Like, yo, all nice and big. You got Naruto, which I want to say that possibly the My Hero Academia author drew Naruto, because now that I look at it, it seems as though maybe Oda drew Goku, Horikoshi drew Naruto, and then Tabata, because you see Black Clover back there, Asta, I want to say that he drew Hiei, because Hiei looks like he's, with his face right there, looks like he's in Black Clover, or he was done by the Black Clover artist. So, you know, we have those representatives, which, to be honest with you, immediately, I want to say it does feel a little bit strange. Like, why put a representative for Yu Yu Hakusho, even though Yu Yu Hakusho is amazing and legendary, but not Hunter x Hunter, when Hunter x Hunter is the more current series and still, I'd even argue at this point, a bigger series than Yu Yu Hakusho. So kind of questioning why there was no Hakusho placement there. And then you got Haikyuu nice and big. But to be honest with you, upon really examining this immediately, I want to say that I feel as though Bleach, yeah, it definitely should have been a little bit represented bigger, but there's a lot of titles that like did very big things that aren't even represented here either. Like just keeping it real. Like for example, they have Haikyuu there, but Kuroko no Basket at its peak was very big, and I don't think that there's representative, or at the very least if there is, it's not that big for Kuroko no Basket. So I want to say that maybe you could argue that, they don't have every single legend. I don't think Fist of the North Star is represented on here either. So there's a couple of arguments you could have for, hey, what's going on? I mean, I thought it was pretty cool that they have Yugi Moto in there from Yu-Gi-Oh! And stuff, but, the representatives that they have, it's kind of weird. They have Sket Dance. I think this was just kind of, not necessarily random, but definitely it doesn't feel as though this was thought all the way through. And the fact that they have Ichigo back there, which you could tell that it was drawn by another author as well, that does not look like Tite Kubo's art at all. But it's like, yeah, I could see, like, at the end of the day, like, even myself, I feel like, Ichigo, at one point, he was part of the big three. At least he should be, looking at the pictures, they got Kimetsu no Yaiba, Rurouni Kenshin. Maybe, like, behind Kenshin, if you don't want to have him that big, maybe put him behind Kenshin. But, the fact that Ichigo's all the way there, tiny as hell, as if, he didn't do bigger than a good majority of these things. At the end of the day, Bleach has sold more than a good majority of stuff on this cover, and that's factual. No matter what you want to say about its quality, Bleach has done its numbers. So it is a little interesting to see that they relegate him towards the back. I do know, or shall I say I've heard, that Bleach, a lot of its merchandising issues, especially in the video game realm, is tied up. I want to say that Shonen Jump either sold off or they licensed to like Sega, I think it was, the rights for the Bleach games. So maybe Shonen Jump, to a certain degree, they feel as though it's not as profitable to do things with Bleach because, like, for example, a Bleach video game, what are they going to get out of it? I don't even think they can do a Bleach video game at this point because it's, wrapped up with other licensors, so they won't even, Shonen Jump won't make that much money. So at best they could probably do, hey, we'll put them in Jump Force, we'll put them in J-Stars, but they can't do full-on Bleach games. So maybe that's another reason as well. Of course, again, on top of the fact that Bleach declined dramatically, but again, a lot of these series haven't been relevant for a long time. So to outcast Bleach and not really put it in the forefront, acting like it hasn't done some amazing things and carried Shonen Jump alongside Naruto and One Piece for a while, it's wrong. I'm curious what a lot of you guys think about this though. For starters, how do you feel about this cover, the representatives that we have? We definitely see some legends in there, because at the end of the day, in Shonen Jump right now, not in any of the side magazines, for example, Goku, Dragon Ball ain't in there, neither is Yu Yu Hakusho, and if I'm not mistaken, I think Bleach sold more than Yu Yu Hakusho. Do you think that this was just like the editors, playing favorites of what they wanted to do, or maybe they told some of the authors, hey, can you draw a character from a series, and they just happened to tell, for Black Clover, for example, hey, why don't you do something from Yu Yu Hakusho? Or they gave them the option to pick a legendary series, and that's what they chose, and maybe that's why we don't get, because again, I don't see, to my knowledge, a representative for Hunter x Hunter here either, and Hunter x Hunter is really big. So do you think it's just maybe the Bleach fandom overreacting? Do you think that maybe if they did have Ichigo, which they do, he's tiny or whatever, he should have been more at the forefront, or Bleach fans should be glad that he's on there at all, considering what is really going on for Bleach? I mean, I guess we have the live action that's coming out July 20th, I want to say, in Japan, so there's that. But I mean, Bleach doesn't really have much going on aside from the live action and Brave Souls, which Brave Souls apparently is doing well. But again, Shonen Jump ain't making really that much money off that in comparison to everything else. And your overall thoughts and speculations regarding this? I mean, at the end of the day, Bleach has done some great things. It's a shame that Shonen Jump treats it like the redheaded stepchild of the magazine. But that's all I have for this one. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If you liked anything I had to say or enjoyed the video, drop me a like. I'd greatly appreciate it. And if you want more from me, make sure to subscribe. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram, stalk my Facebook, follow me on Twitch, and hit the bell to get all notifications. I'm ForneverWorld, and as always, people, have an awesome day. And remember the golden rule: anime and manga for life, boy. Bow. Have an awesome day. We making major moves, laugh and let the haters lose. We don't give a fuck, virginity